before that, you would have had the meeting with the Portfolio Committee on the 5th of March. Yeah?
Yes.
And you were in that meeting, Kwanazi, and all the senior management, they were in a meeting, your deputy ministers. The transcript of that meeting is in bundle 4 at pages 22 to 162. Now, the agenda for the agenda is not on the transcript, but what was required by the chair of the Police Portfolio Committee, who's part of the ad hoc committee here today, was a report on the political killings task team, an update. So it's clear that as far as the Portfolio Committee was concerned, there is such a committee, and they want to know what's happening with the committee, what are they doing, and they also wanted to know what the plans are going forward. And as you will recall, that presentation was made by Lieutenant General Khumalo. Did it's not apparent from the meeting, from the transcript of the meeting, that the directive of 31 December was referred to or debated in that meeting at all? Would that be correct?
That's not correct.
It's not correct.
It was referred to by General Khumalo, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere when it started or during the presentation.
Yeah, but there wasn't any debate or questioning from the Portfolio Committee members about the directive.
I think there were some comments that were made down the line when members of the Portfolio Committee started talking.
Yeah. So, Khumalo, can you just get the start of the transcript where Khumalo so anyway, we're going to just find the start of yeah. You may be right. You may have said that the presentation is done in accordance with the directive that has been received by the minister, but we'll find.
Yeah.
The point, though, is that the directive itself and your authority or power to issue such a directive was not debated or discussed. So
was not debated and discussed where?
In the Portfolio Committee meeting. So yeah, this is what he says, and it's at page 68 of the transcript. 44 of the transcript, is 68 of the bundle 4. So he says, is this Khumalo or the minister? Yeah, Khumalo starts his address on page 62 of the bundle. Then where he says, the Divisional Commissioner Crime Intelligence, thank you, Honourable Chair. Moving on next part of this briefing on the political killings task team, looking at status and successes so far. Then our first stop will be a brief look at the threat and risk assessment of the threat is continuously done. And then to where I wanted to be at page 68 of the bundle, 44 of the transcript, the second paragraph. He says, lastly, Honourable Chair, I will touch on the current status of the team. The Minister of Police had issued a directive to the National Commissioner regarding the disestablishment of the National Political Killings Task Team. There were various meetings that has been held, and a detailed progress report has been submitted of the office of the Minister. It should be to the office of the Minister. The disestablishment or disbandment will take the form of a transition from the National Political Killings Task Team to the component serious and violent crimes, specifically murder and robbery unit within the Detective Division and Forensic Services. This transition will ensure continuity of these cases, especially those that are under investigation and those that are still at various courts. So, a few things that we can hopefully agree on and get through this quick. Firstly, he proceeds on the assumption that this directive has been received and will now be implemented in whatever form it's going to be implemented. And in fact, he says the disestablishment, disbandment will take the form of a transition from National Political Killings Task Team to component serious and violent crimes. That seems to accord with your explanation and your understanding that you had given earlier when you discussed the various components and said that this task team has been integrated into the component serious and violent crimes on the organogram. It specifically says murder and robbery unit. So we agree on that. We also agree that the directive itself, there doesn't appear to be an indication. Maybe when his turn comes, Honourable Member Cameron will ask you about this, but it doesn't seem to have been a discussion on the directive itself. Would that be fair to say that? You weren't questioned about the directive by any of the members of the portfolio committee. So the point about raising this is that there was a presentation by Khumalo. He talks about the disestablishment, but the disestablishment will take the form of a transition. And the significant thing about this meeting, the National Commissioner is in the meeting. And Mchunu is in the meeting, although it's an online meeting, but they registered as present in the meeting. And although there are comments made, before we get to Mchunu's comments, you say at page 86 of the bundle, 62 of the transcript, from line 20 onwards, your address starts at page 75, 51 of the transcript, and I'm referring to page 86, 62 of the transcript, and at line 20, this is what you say. I am saying the team was established for a particular purpose. There needed to be a time frame, and there wasn't any time frame, and we have discussed the matter with the President of the Republic, because while it was not a presidential task team, it was his initiative to do so, but became an administrative committee in practice, and therefore we had the discussion with the President of the Republic, and we are in agreement that we can look into the matter the way that we have looked at it currently. So again, that accords with That accords with your explanation earlier, the way you saw the matter. And again, I can't recall that understanding of yours being contested. Isn't it this? Yeah. So can we at least agree on that?
So fine.
You're nodding yes.
Yeah,
okay.
fine.
Yeah. So can we also agree that you didn't specifically, and to be fair to you, it didn't seem to me required. I'm just thinking about it actually right now, not making this up, but what informed your decision? What informed the directive? You weren't asked about it. There seemed to be at least a tacit acceptance that you issued the directive. Khumalo's reporting that it's now going to be implemented, although in the form of a transition. It's not going to be done like you directed immediately. There's going to be a transition. So any of the concerns, all these reasons that you gave about the budget, about the Haas, and Adams, and although I think Adams was in the meeting, those issues you never mentioned. In other words, you didn't have to justify the directive. So that you also agree. You also didn't mention that you believe that the PKTT was in fact operating illegally since 2022. You didn't mention that specifically.
Yeah, the portfolio comment.
Yeah.
No.
Again, to be fair to you, it seems that it wasn't necessary for you to do that because you've now given a directive, it must be disbanded. And although the key differences between you and Masemola and Khumalo was that you may have wanted it immediately, but you explained earlier, I think yesterday, what your understanding of this word immediately meant. It didn't mean it must be right now.
I must explain at this stage that the portfolio committee is not chaired by me. It's chaired by its chair.
Yeah.
And it's a meeting of the portfolio committee. It has got members. As minister, you get invited on specific matters, and you present on those specific matters. But because you are recording that I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I do want to, maybe at some point, maybe at this point, Chair, to request the evidence leader just to point me at where exactly does this come from as a provision that when minister wants to take a particular decision, you must consult maybe certain people or whatever. Is there any provision? Because it sounds like I've got to produce a provision where it says so, which then I breached. That's why I asked earlier on, did I breach in the constitution and so on. Now, when it comes back again, while you are asking other questions and say you didn't, it sounds like there is a provision that I omitted. Is there any provision?
There is a provision if you are taking what is called administrative action, in exercising a public power that constitutes administrative action. There is a provision in Paja which says that you're required to act procedurally fairly, and you must give reasons. There's a host. Your lawyers can point it out to you. If you're taking what you appear to have taken, or what you claim you have taken executive action, then there must be a rational basis for it. In other
Yes.
words, you can't in the morning wake up and suck your thumb and do something. You've got to have a rational reason. Doesn't have to be the only reason. A rational reason could be a range of reasons. But Minister, with respect, I've asked you those questions. You know, your lawyers can give you that advice. I'm not here to give you advice with respect.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want a record.
I wanted, for the record, we're dealing with the facts. This honourable committee must establish the facts in relation to its terms of reference, then it will report back to Parliament. I've asked you about whether or not you consulted. It wasn't in respect of any legal provision that I've asked you whether you did it.
Yeah, I need to enter on record of the ad hoc committee that earlier on, there are paragraphs that you led me on, and these are paragraphs 19 to 22. Now, my legal representatives say there was that those were wrong paragraphs in the context of what you were interested in. That instead, I should have been led on paragraphs 81 and 85. I'm just recording that. I'm not wanting us to go back. But at this stage, the point is, I have on several occasions, as one honorable member there has indicated, really made an effort, a strong effort to respond to the question, but it keeps on coming up. Now, I am in a meeting of a portfolio committee chaired by the chair, and I'm led on specific matters that were reported. Now, I didn't mention a particular thing. It was not what I was expected to deal with at the portfolio committee. That's the point I was trying to indicate.
Minister, can I respond to your point? You in your presentation yesterday, you addressed the constitutionality of the directive. You referred, I didn't have to refer you to this, as legalese from paragraph 19 through to from paragraph 19 through to 30, and in fact we also discussed the next item in your statement, the legality of the NKPTT post. So the constitutional role, you obviously advised by your lawyers. The key paragraph is paragraph 21, which you said, this is the power to determine national policy. The second power to direct the National Commissioner. The third power to direct the Civilian Secretariat. I didn't read that. I didn't say that. You said it yesterday. And obviously it's from your statement. Then I extensively referred here to paragraphs 82. I said, this is under the heading, the chronology of events leading to the directive. We discussed this. October the 24th, 13th of November 2024, 21 November 2024. Then you say there was a meeting with Masemola on the 22nd of November. We discussed this. So I don't understand why you would say that. Are your lawyers complaining that I am?
That's how I have recorded it. As senior counsel, I've said my legal representative is saying those were not the paragraphs I should have been led on. I should have been led on others. But I'm doing it for the matter of the record, and we can pass and go back to the issue now that we've recorded that. Go to the current issue.
Okay, let's deal with the current issue, and we will, during the break, discuss this with them. If they are dropping notes with you, they can quite easily drop a note with one of my colleagues, and I will consider them, and we will either ask for an adjournment to correct whatever we're doing wrong, or ask for an adjournment to discuss it with them.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
So just to come back to the,
That just has to do with the response they forwarded, as you were referring it to. Yeah, but that's fine.
so the submissions you made to the portfolio committee on the 5th of March. Did you discuss this matter with the president before you appeared before the portfolio committee?
Yes, I think it would have come earlier, whether it is January or February. I don't have a date, but we did.
Yeah. So did you specifically discuss with the president the disestablishment of the task team?
That was my purpose, to go and brief the president that there is a particular decision I've taken in regard to this, and I did so.
Was it? Can you recall when that discussion took place? Was it just before the directive was issued?
No, it was after the directive.
After the directive was
Yes,
issued.
it was after the directive.
So the president also saw on social media or in the media that the task team has now been disestablished by you. He also just heard about it.
Well, I'll have to give you evidence that he picked it up from social media. I don't know. What I know is that I sought an appointment and it was granted at a particular time, and I went to brief him. I didn't ask whether he had seen it or not.
So you didn't inform the president before you issued the directive. You only spoke to him after you issued the directive.
I've already said so.
Okay.
It's in the council.
So thank you. So when or how soon after the directive of 31 December did you tell the president?
Pardon?
When after the 31st of December 2024 did you tell the president about the
I've
disbandment?
already indicated that it must have been January, February. I don't have the exact date. I will check.
Okay. What did you tell him? Did you give him any reasons why you are directing that the task team be disestablished?
Well,
Or did you just tell him, by the way?
it was a short briefing with the president. It was a briefing. It wasn't a discussion to say, I at some point took this decision last year in December. And all I remember is that I did say there are matters that I have developed a very serious concern about. And I said to him, these matters, among others, have led me to disband the political clearance task team, and that possibly at some point, if I didn't do this, there may have been a call for a commission on those matters. So I decided that I would preempt any need or for such a call at some point, and I did this, and that was one of the things that I mentioned during the short briefing.
So you said it was a short briefing.
Yes. The president would have many appointments and you never get the whole day. It was a short briefing.
I suppose, except of matters of national importance, you could schedule a longer meeting with the president.
I could have made it longer.
No, you could schedule, or your chief of staff could schedule a longer meeting with the president on matters of national importance.
I should do so, or I should have.
I'm asking whether it's not perhaps more appropriate arrange a fixed meeting with the president to have a longer time to discuss.
I do that from time to time when it is necessary.
Well, so that's why, can we ask, I mean, was this meeting 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour? How long was this meeting?
I really didn't calculate the time. I got a slot and I used it for the purpose for which I had asked the slot for, but I didn't count the minutes.
And you didn't provide him with reasons X, Y, and Z why you are disestablishing the team. You didn't furnish him with any reports or anything like that.
No, it wasn't going to include a discussion. It was just a briefing. I asked for a slot to give him a briefing, and I did so.
So it was really just to communicate to the president that this is what you have done, and the president heard what you did.
As I've said, I included briefly what the reasons could have been. I don't think I was elaborate. It was not an elaborate kind of a presentation and a discussion. It was just a briefing that I've taken that decision.
So why do you use the word? The president was in agreement with what you did?
What should I say?
Well, it sounds to me that you conveyed what you did to the president. The president heard what you had to say and basically noted it. An agreement, let's not become technical. I think we know what an agreement means. Two or more people discuss something. They put whatever is on the table that requires an agreement. They engage and then they say, okay, fine. Here it sounds like there was no engagement. You informed the president of your decision.
I briefed the president.
Yes, you briefed the same thing. You briefed the president. Mm-hmm. But the president didn't engage you. He couldn't. You didn't give him any reasons. You never told him why you wanted the task team to be disestablished, so that the president could say, oh, okay, but why X, Y, and Z? And then you engage in a discussion. It was a short meeting. So you briefed him in short and he noted what you had to say. There couldn't have been an agreement.
Senior Counsel, I am pleading with you to note that there are different forms of engaging, even with the president. You can go and ask to make a presentation. If you are granted an opportunity, you will make that presentation. You can ask for a short period just to brief him on something. And then if it's granted, you do so. It takes different forms. In this instance, it was a briefing from my side. And I don't think there was anything wrong in me using that word, unless it is demonstrated to me that this was wrong. But what I'm saying in my statement, I did brief the president. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
After the effect, after the 31st.
Yes, I was just questioning whether you could say there was an agreement or that the president agreed with the director, given that it was a briefing and it was short. That's what I was questioning.
Yes.
But if you're happy with the response, then we can move on. Again, I'm not here as a judge to sit and discuss what constitutes an agreement. I've just questioned whether it was appropriate to use.
Just a moment, Honorable Nwala.
Chancellor, thanks, Judge. Just a second. I think it is important for us to explain to the witness why the evidence leader is emphasizing agreement. It's solely because the main witness had casted doubt whether the president would have agreed for a dissolution of a political killings testing. So that's why the evidence leader is emphatic when it comes whether or not the president agreed. Because the main witness went to an extent of saying the president made an address in Northern Cape and he would have applauded the work done by the political killings task team, and therefore the main witness does not believe that the president would have agreed to such a kind of a decision. So that's why the evidence leader is emphasizing on the agreement. Thank you very much, Chair.
May I proceed, Honorable Chair?
He has helped you.
Yeah, I
Honorable
again, I asked.
Just one more moment. Honorable Malema.
No, thanks, Chair. I think we must put it simple because it's going to be a serious issue. Did the president agree to the disbandment of PKTT?
The answer in the affidavit is that I believe the president, he agreed with the briefing I gave him.
So, Honorable Minister, is the answer yes?
Yes, as in the affidavit.
The answer is yes. The answer which we must record is yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because the context in which
Before you continue, may I check, honorable members, are you satisfied? Can I allow the senior counsel to proceed? Thank you.
may I proceed, Honorable Chair? Thank you.
There are honorable members who are signaling time to me, so they are essentially saying that I must bring it to the attention of you and the witness that you are now on borrowed time.
And I must indicate there were two questions, Chair. The first question was on General Masimula, and the second question was the one that I then chose to start with. So I still owe you my response on how General Masimula responded to the
Yeah. So
disbandment.
just before we get there, just to round off this issue of an agreement, and this was the context in which I asked you. I had read to you what you told the portfolio committee on page 86 and page 87, pages 62 and 63 of the transcribed minute, where you told the portfolio committee, and therefore we had a discussion with the President of the Republic, and we are in agreement that we can look into the matter the way that we have looked at it currently. That's the context in which I asked you about this. But perhaps the honorable members can draw their own conclusions, they can ask you questions about it. My job is to put these facts before the honorable committee. And that's what I've read to you, and that's the context in which I asked you. So you say this briefing discussion with the president was in January?
Yes, it was in January or February. I need to check the exact date.
Yeah. And before the March meeting, were you aware that General Masemola also had a discussion with the president?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Now, in the same meeting, we also know that General Nkwanazi,
when you still consult regarding that audio material, I just want to give Mr. Stolle an opportunity to brief us, because apparently they are struggling to find that part, Honorable Minister. Mr. Stolle, may you please take us through on what you find?
Chairperson, my apologies. I was responding to Mr. Ntuli because I was explaining to him some small technicalities around the audio.
Are you able to locate the part that the witness has requested?
Yes, Chairperson.
Are you able to play the part?
Oh, I thought maybe the sound and vision specialist will play it in the house for members. Then I explain. It begins from 3 minutes, 54 seconds, up to 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and leading up to 4 minutes, 44 seconds.
Yeah, play that part from 3 minutes, 54 seconds, and we hear if he confirms that he wanted us to hear.
Fanele ngabe ubhalile la ukuthi akayiyeke lento mengabe clean.
He should have written it down here in, if you said he should stop this thing if he is clean.
Ukuthi akakaze athathe lutho kumuntu.
And if he never took anything from anybody. So such information is very crucial. He should have written those if he was listening to our telephonic conversations. Because he was not going to deliberately omit that, because it is in line with what he has alleged.
Around
all the issues he has raised. He has not even raised the issue of the warrant. You have correctly explained it, that all this is about a fight back.
I'm sure now Monisha phela ngoba uyamazi awuqala ukumazi manje. Ngoba kuzoba ne fight back la mawuzazi ukuclean.
And you want him because you know him. You did not know him just now. You have known him for a long time. And fight backs are always there.
Because that's what they're going to do.
Because if you tamper with the police, yet you are not clean, police will go after you. I will stop there, Chairperson.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable Minister, is this the part that you wanted us to hear?
It doesn't seem that it is a part, it's another conversation, but it may be that conversation, that part of the conversation between the two was not the one when he had started recording, but
Yeah.
he did, we did talk with Chief of Staff, but I'm fine at this stage.
What we should do now, we were stepping out of this audio because it's not what
Yeah.
we want.
I'm fine.
Then at your time,
I'm fine.
get the evidence that you want to bring it here to us.
Yeah, it may have not started when
Yeah.
they started recording. It may have been said before they started recording, but they did discuss it. It did tell me that.
And then maybe next week, Tuesday or Wednesday,
Okay.
time permitting,
Thank you.
we will look at how we deal with that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. May we please go back to the senior counsel.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Minister,
And I must just indicate before that there are honorable members who have requested to leave. And I have granted them permission to leave, starting from 14 hours.
No, I'm saying, Chair, and I will remain here in the chamber again.
Okay, no, it's okay. But may we proceed?
Honorable Chair, we are not going to finish today. We have also, I have requested you in private conversation that we resume on Tuesday. There is space open on Wednesday. I don't think we have scheduled any witnesses for Wednesday. So in the event that you do run over on Tuesday, we can continue on Wednesday, but I've asked that we continue on Tuesday to complete our leading of the minister's evidence. We're not going to finish today at 2 o'clock or even 3 o'clock.
Honorable Skosana and Honorable Malema.
Thank you, Chair. I'm a bit lost, Chair. I'm not sure whether before lunch you said to us, in fact, before lunch, you said to us that this session is going to end at 1300. Then we said it's 1400. Now it's like there's an option of staying, there's an option of those who are going. So I'm not sure, I'm lost. Can you clarify that, Chair?
Okay. Honorable Malema.
No, I was saying to the minister, on Tuesday, he must come with that part because we need to hear that part. It's very important. Not those things of what? Where the minister is being threatened, that conversation, because, and the legal team must help us there, his legal team, just to cut that portion and then come and play it on Tuesday. Whether we're proceeding with the SC or it's our turn, either way, we'll need that.
Yeah. No, to come back to your question, Honorable Skosana, I have given the legal team until 14 hours. Yeah, so when it strikes 14 hours, my intention is to call off the proceedings. So I was bringing to their attention that there are already honorable members who understand that at 14 hours we must finish. But I hear Honorable Ngola says, no, there is an option that we can go beyond 14 hours. Yeah. So, and then the senior counsel says, even if we run up until 3, we will still not finish. And so it means next week, Tuesday, when we resume, we may have to start at 9. So that we give him 2 hours between 9 and 11. Is that, will that be okay, Senior Counsel?
From 9 to 11.
Yeah, on Wednesday. I mean on Tuesday.
Interruptions permitting. Yeah.
No, yeah.
You can also take off like you do, give me a discount when other honorable members are interrupting then. But I think we can fit it into 2 hours, and obviously with the cooperation of the honorable minister.
Look, this is what is going to happen when when we stop the proceedings today, yourself as the legal team and the witness, you must find each other on certain issues that must not take us time. So that when you come back on Tuesday, you know that you have 2 hours. I think we have stretched the honorable members. It's enough. We can't go beyond this. The witness requested that we must give him enough time. You also said the documents that he submitted are voluminous. That cannot be done on one day. And we allocated a day and half a day. And still we are not done. So when we come back on Tuesday, Honorable Minister, yourself and the senior counsel have 2 hours between 9 and 11.
I'm absolutely fine, except that I see that my time of giving evidence gets limited.
We are still going to ask you questions.
No. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when I'm asked to respond, I don't finish because evidence leader comes in.
No, you are going, to finish everything because you can see now by all indications, Wednesday is already booked for you. So it means Tuesday, whether we finish at 12 o'clock midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, you are here, you are answering questions. And then we take a comfort break for 6 or for 7 hours. We come back on Wednesday. And if you feel that the honorable members are impatient with you, you tell them that allow me to respond to your question.
Chair, I'm at your disposal as a witness, and it is the opportunity I wanted.
Yeah.
That's why.
Do you have any amongst you members who want to speak? After the 2 members, we call off the president.
No, I was saying to the minister that wait, we are coming. The questions are coming. Proper questions are coming. Don't worry. You're going to have enough time to answer proper questions.
I'm fine with that, and you will get proper answers.
Honorable Skosana.
Thank you, Chair. I want to thank the minister because anyway, the minister is on leave, so he has to be available. I thank you, Chair.
I confirm that I'm available.
Yeah, it's not that he's on leave. He has put it on record here that the decision that brought us here is his decision. Honorable members, I want to thank you, all of you, for your commitment to the work of this committee. And we should release you for the weekend. You are leaders in your communities with social responsibilities. Go and perform those responsibilities in your communities. We will come back here on Tuesday, 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank you so much.
Olebe Tomokona.